it's slow again. It feels like they have to have a good lane. They have to have a good game coming out from Stormstormer. I'm seeing very similar stuff coming out where Ooredoo can dictate pace of the game, play super aggressive, get early buildings, and I mean, there's so many different ways for them to pressure on the map. I really love Ooredoo's draft, to be quite honest with you. I've always not really been the biggest fan of this Marcy carry, and also picking OD into triple silence is quite a bit of a risk. Even though, yes, now it's played around that Meteor Hammer, stuff like that, there's ways to stop it. They've got the Disruptor Glimpse, they've got the Clockwork that can jump in, they've got Puck as well, too. So, I mean, for me, I'm really liking Ooredoo's again.
Well, let's see. I mean, last game, Ooredoo, they did have pretty much the lead throughout, but it still took them quite some time to shut the game down. See on the odds here, provided by our partner, esportsbet.io, having this one as dead even.
Okay. I mean, let's hope we get a nice and close one coming out here. Ooredoo, they're also playing Dire, and for those who've been checking these win rates too, Dire has been pretty crazy. I think it has over a 65% win rate in Western Europe at the moment, which is, I mean, one of the highest I think it's been for a long time, which is pretty nuts. And yeah, a very pressure-heavy lineup, and lots of different ways to disrupt the aggression and the lack of damage that perhaps Entity's going to have in the early game. Fishman, he's back to one of his old heroes, back to one of his staples. He is going to be playing his Bane. Most of his heroes have, of course, been banned and taken away, so back to basics.
Would you say this sort of makes for a decent safe lane here? Now, how do you sort of rate this against the offlane duo of Ooredoo?
Ooredoo's look strong. It's pretty strong, but at the same time, too, Marcy and Bane is one of those better right-clickers, so yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of healing that's going to come out from Sidekick, from Brain Sap, but I would say that Ooredoo should be able to get some good farm. I think mid is the matchup I'm going to be looking at. I think a lot of this game is going to be dictated if Stormstormer has a good time and he's able to actually apply pressure in the early game. I think it's just always scary when you're playing versus this the TA2000 guy when he's playing his Drow Ranger, as we've talked about time and time again. This is his best hero. His Terrorblade was definitely very formidable, but when he plays this Drow, he always just, like they were saying on panel, he's so fast how he joins the fights.
Sure. And you feel like he's going to have a decent start, good setup here with the clock support in his lane?
Absolutely. Yeah, he should have some pretty good farm up here versus the Rubik Beastmaster. Kiori, he is going to be the one playing this Clockwork this time around. Bottom, Omar actually getting quite a bit of pressure onto him. It's a lot of kill threat on this lane down bottom.
Yeah, we'll see when the level 2s go out. Yeah. I would imagine both teams will try and strike. Overall as well, I mean, getting to see Wooter this game on the Dawnbreaker, not really one of the most favoured offlaners at the moment. I mean, what do you feel that Ooredoo kind of just fits so well for the Dawn being in this lineup this game?
Maybe just looking at like limited damage and just being able to join constantly to set pace again, playing around that puck coil. It is a very aggressive lineup that they've gone for yet again as Kiori. They have enough. Nice cogs. I think he just wants, I mean, it's another like scaling carry that also is going to provide a lot of utility and defense for something like this early Drow that they had. And it just works great with Puck, so.
Good for the offensive setup, and also, of course, those very kind of coordinated ults that you can respond to. If someone gets roared or gripped, you'll be ready to come across with the heals.
They can use it in so many different functions, yeah. The defensive and offensive capability is going to be fantastic. If he gets a good lane, which so far, so good. 13-0 on this Dawn, 11-2 on the Marcy. And even the Puck doing quite well in the mid matchup right now versus Stormstormer.
Cat's out, mate.
Should be okay.
Okay, he's still going to be able to get on top of him.
I mean, he gets the cogs on him, uh-oh.
And now TA2000 coming in from the side, the multi-shot. Going to hit onto Toby. They're both very low on Entity.
Toby's in trouble.
And he's going to be the first to go down. They're cleaning up both of them.
Oh, boy. They're going to lose out on a whole wave here, too, on the side of Entity. Maybe even more than just a wave. A very good aggressive play from me. I'm surprised the way that Entity actually played the lane where they, I mean, right at the end there, where they pulled it into the neutral crypts and they stayed right on top of this Clockwork.
That's the thing. Not only, weird. Yeah, not only did they pull it, but they both kind of were set up to just be caught in the cogs. So, definitely. I mean, I get it. I guess they were sort of trying to disperse the battery assault damage, but...
I guess so, but...
ends up costing them both their lives.
I thought they were just going to be able to waltz away, but the fact that they stood there for a second, yeah, they get caught inside the cogs and both lose their lives. Definitely not something you want to do, giving TA2000 this type of start.
No. This Drow's going to be very, very happy.
Now it's level 3 Clockwork. So level 2 Battery Assault is online. Almost level 4 on the Drow, and he's got tons of stat items being brought out already since he gets that kill. Definitely not the start that Entity wants. And yeah, the Puck, he's holding his own versus OD, who tends to be a bit of a lane dominator. Noob. Knows what he's doing. And with how much pressure that they're applying in the top lane, too. I mean, Toby, we see he goes for Inner Beast again in this lane. This is fine in this one because he's not playing versus the TB as much, but does mean he's not going to be able to get those stacks going early. And Kayari, he looks like he's wanting to perhaps make a move, but the constant spam onto TA2000. But as we said, him getting the early kills, he's got double Wraith Band. He's got the Raindrop to soak some of that damage from the Fade Bolt and stuff, and he's brought extra regen.
Bottom lane. Let's make the connection here. Might soon be at the point where they can set up to go for the Bane.
Winter is staying is a bit low. They don't want to overcommit onto Watson. Watson does have level 2 sidekick. Top though, Toby's caught.
Yep, Corey, he's able to close the gap. And I mean, at this point, anytime anyone gets caught in the cogs,
Katomi might too.
I think they'll get both. The Battery Assault's still there. They'll run down Kataomi. This top lane, it's getting pretty rough for Entity. 4 kills now that TA2000 and Corey have been able to take against them.
That is disastrous. This Drow is set up for total success now in this game. Yeah, it's a pretty good Drow game overall when you're looking at the matchups. The only thing he really has to worry about is this Marcy. Watson.
Winter is able to pull himself back to safety.
Watson's got some heavy lifting to do this game. Having an excellent start, though, on this Marcy. But oh my god, not again.
Not again.
No way. Oh my god, Owen.
At least it's not going to be both of them this time, but my goodness, you can't come back up here.
You got to just...
You can't come back up here.
You have stacks. Exactly, so you can't even jungle.
There's no plan B.
Oh my goodness. This is a real disaster. And Omar even now walks toward mid, gets Noob a rune. We have to. I mean, Toby has to walk his way all the way back toward top. So Drow is going to be level 6 by the time this beast. They're just going. They can't lane this. I don't know how.
Now you're just going to die in 3 attacks from the Drow or something crazy.
Yeah, this is. I mean, huge problems. And Kaori already has the aggressive vision placed down. He's ready to go for any type of kill if they step up. He's giving all the XP. So yeah, watch TA2000. He's hit 6. And he nearly has treads done too. I mean, anyone who steps up might just die again.
They are going back up there because, as we say, with no sort of stacks prepared, there isn't really another option.
But they can't even walk up. Look, they have the ward vision, so they see this Clockwork, but they can't do anything with the vision. They just have to keep themselves back, and they don't actually find this sneaky ward. Now they will.
They'll get it at least, yeah.
But they can't get anything. And Noob is hasting top. He actually makes the sneaky move. Is he actually going to be able to find them?
Same time, Entity, they'll get a kill on the board down bottom.
Okay.
Set up for the courier and TP back over to mid. Noob feels that they already have information that he's heading over there, so won't be able to get them by surprise. Doesn't want to miss out on too much in the mid lane.
They got the important courier kill though earlier on Stormstormers, so that Meteor Hammer is going to come quite a bit slower than I think he wanted. It's got over a minute that it's going to be before Stormstormer is able to apply that pressure onto mid tower. And they fill the bottle mid. But Watson having a good time. Most important thing for them at the moment. Him and OD, Stormstormer, even though the Meteor Hammer is going to come late, he is still free farming. But my god, I cannot believe how many kills they were able to find top already. Setting up TA2000 for a beautiful game.
And how good would you consider the answers for Drow this game in Entity's Heroes are this game?
It takes time. It's going to take quite a lot of time because, Watson, he's going for the Battle Fury build. So he's the one who really counters that Drow in a way, being able to get on top of her. But yeah, it's going to take... I mean, he's going to have his second item probably before he looks to get involved. So again, it's a slow-paced draft from Entity that Ooredoo is going to try to take advantage of. They have done a really good job of shutting down Winter as well, too, though.
Toby's got to be careful. I mean, he's just dead.
And Noob's here, too. Are they going to set up for more?
I mean, they need more TPs in to just make sure that Ooredoo can't continue to get away with this dive. But
Watson comes. Okay, this is a nice TP.
Yeah. See what they cannot afford to let Ooredoo get away with this. But
Oh,
they
no.
know the Ancients! They hit the deny! The Ancients take out TA2000. Noob's going to be able to orb away. So, they have to do that, Entity. They have to come with the TPs, but they don't even get the kill on the Drow.
What was it? The pulse? The pulse from the Unleash aggro the Ancients?
Something pulled them over,
Something pulled them over. All right, well, that's a bit fortunate for TA2000. But a good rotation. I love that Entity. They understand. They're like, we need to fix these lanes. They send Toby bottom. They're moving Watson toward top, and they're trying to reestablish things here. That does mean that WEU is also going to be able to catch up, though, on the same front. And they're even sending the Drow down.
Poor
Toby.
Toby on this Beastmaster. He's not really getting a break.
Oh, God, they're already setting up the vision behind, too. They know he's here.
And he can't get out, right?
Oh, my, they're just going to dive him. They're forcing the wave in with Glyph. Toby.
He's going to show himself.
They're diving him.
He's gone again.
Oh my goodness. The 0 and 5 on Toby.
9 minutes in.
And this tower's going to go down. Watson can't actually apply the same amount of pressure top. He can't go for these tower pushes as easy as this Drow can.
No, TA2000 can take this down easy.
If he overcommits on the Marcy, he could just die to a coil plus TP rotation, so has to be a bit careful. This is devastating. He has hit level 5 now on the Beast, though. I think he has to just go farm Triangle. Just go farm those stacks that they've got prepared for him. His noob? He might have just killed himself with this jump.
Ooh, no.
It's a risky one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fishman was a step closer. He would be getting that nightmare off.
Good aggressive move. With that, Watson maybe feels like he can actually hit top tower. Yeah, he pops the Unleash. No puck to be able to coil him. Let's see if they look to make a move. The Dawn is 6 now. So if they do set up with maybe one of the supports, they could look to do a Solar Guardian play onto Watson. At the moment, though, in the river, Stormstormer.
They use the Solar Guardian to jump over and help pairs. They'll look to chase down the idea. They catch with the Cogs. Be able to turning at the Sanity's Eclipse off, but it's not enough damage to straight up get a kill. We'll still have Corey falling down it, but overall, Ooredoo, the 2 for 1.
And they're all set up here for this tower push. Even TA2000, so mid tower, it's in a lot of trouble. There's no real way for Entity to defend this. Just some Fate Bolt spam, perhaps maybe is going to stall it enough. And they have Glyph, okay, so we'll be able to keep that alive for now. And Toby is starting to catch back up down the bottom lane. Finds a little bit of room to breathe. Again, though, Ooredoo, they're the ones dictating pace. They're playing fast.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Got to look for the Meteor Hammer. Watson is looking to stack for his buddy, for Toby to catch back up. Toby going to start clearing them. They're definitely feeling good on the side of Ooredoo. They've got this Drow Ranger top net worth, farming Ancients level 8. But on the flip side, I mean, Watson, he is having good farm on this Marcy at the moment. So like we said, though, it's just going to take him a lot more time to get too involved since he is going Battle Fury. In China, I don't think we got to see too many of the carry Marcies in particular, but we got to see a lot of those off-lane Marcies to deal with the Drow, and they go armlet, so you have that like plus armor and you get on top of him. But we'll see what route Watson does go. Since he's going Battle Fury, he can't actually go for that. He has to go for bigger, greedier items.
Yeah, I imagine it's just going to Battle Fury, BKB Basher.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Maybe a Blink somewhere in between there, depending on how things go, because he needs to get on top of the Drow. But yeah, 2k lead for Ooredoo.
Oh, Corey. He's able to get in with a hook shot. TP's coming in, maybe see if they could do anything to help out, but yeah, TA2000 is also there. Offers up the damage required to take Fishman down before any response is there from Entity.
They're looking for a glimpse. Can they find him? They can't. And they don't overcommit spells there. That's just a hook shot. You can see that Omar, he could have dropped Static Storm, but he's saving it for a bigger target. They don't want to waste it on a 5 position. Arcane Rune in Noob's bottle. And this time they'll be able to finish off this tower. Entity needs more time to be able to fight versus this heavy team fight lineup that Ooredoo does have, on top of having this strong scaling Drow Ranger. And just like last game, I mean, it's a really good clockwork game. And Kaori, it's not Omar this time playing it, but Kaori, he's part of all 10 kills, Owen.
Oh, well, there you go. He's
6, 2, and 4.
Said, you know, Omar, step aside. Let me show you how I can take it to even the next level after indeed Omar had a fantastic game in game 1 with it.
He's playing versus Bane, so he always has the opportunity to really shut this hero down. Same thing for versus OD. It takes time for you to be able to farm these like 4-steps and whatnot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, this is going to be one of the slower recoveries really for Toby. Farming out those, I mean, it's a pretty big ancient stack at the least, and it's not going to be taken away. But that does mean all the time in the world for Ooredoo to sit back and farm and make their own plays. They can have the Dawnbreaker playing on one side of the map. They have the Clockwork Puck playing together, so Anthony's got to bring numbers to try to clear them out of this jungle here. Kaori.
He's waiting. Just chilling there on the high ground. Has the cogs. He's got the hook shot across as well to put a stop to the Meteor Hammer. Solar Guardian in from Wuta. They'll turn for Fishman.
Ooh, stolen Solar Guardian. Okay.
What they can do in response to the Dream Coil and the Static Storm laid down onto Watson, and Tier 2000 turning up as well. They should be able to clean up the kills here, Ooredoo. As Katomi falls, jump to the side. Watson desperately trying to get away. I think he might just, have they got anything to drag him back here? They haven't. So Watson will manage to live.
I cannot believe he
I mean,
survived.
he caught in the 2 ultimates, but indeed, yeah, Tier 2000 wasn't quite close enough to be able to start punching into Watson. So Watson will live this time.
Did they stack the silences a little bit too, I think, maybe?
I think
the
coil and static.
The coil static
gust.
and then the gust on top of the static too, so maybe a little bit of like a bad execution perhaps there from Ooredoo. But either way, Watson survives, big deal. And they do bring the numbers. And honestly, the stolen Solar Guardian, all these little things definitely came into play to save Watson. Fishman, he's set up onto Kaori. He's gonna have to just use grip. Oh, the Stone Glimpse.
Oh, that might set up for a second kill.
Nicely done.
Good stuff there from Katomi, as you say. Previous steal in this one. Setting up for some good turnaround plays for Entity.
Save your buddy syndrome right there. Disruptor trying to help the Clockwork gets himself killed. And now, giving up Glimpse is a big deal. When you're playing versus Dawnbreaker, Witcher, he can just jump in, get glimpsed across the side of the map. So this could actually be huge here for Entity, just having this spell steal.
Step up quite aggressively to try and set up for that play, Fishman. And so he will go down. They'll use the glimpse to make sure that Tier 2000 doesn't get a chance of joining the fight here in the mid.
And they know he's down bottom, so maybe they can set up onto TA 2000 down here.
Even though at the same time, I mean, unless they do make that move, I feel like Tier 2000, he didn't really mind getting glimpse back. He kind of turned up, got the kill, and then got sent back down there. He was able to continue farming on his own.
And they do make a smart move. You see Kaori, he's maybe expecting and anticipating this move that comes out from Entity, so he's already bringing his whole team bottom to help this drow. They're playing very smart around the map. I'm just going to keep looking at this stolen glimpse, though, because I think it could be a big difference maker in the next few fights.
Entity want to go.
Tommy.
A little bit of a glimpse onto the Rubik, and yeah, they'll take out Katomi. They can go for anything else as Fishman. Caught in the cogs. Noob trying to wrap around from the back lines, but Watson's in on top of him. Orbs at the ready. Ooh. Now let's jump up to the high ground, but Toby gets the roar off onto the puck. So Noob will get caught. Solar Guardian coming in as Woots is ready to join the battle, but Kaori is kind of struggling against the damage of Storm and Toby. So second hero down on Ooredoo, and Ooredoo now on the retreat. Katomi back in the game with the spy back. Maybe that's help out Watson.
No way.
Is he getting out for this low ground?
He actually is the
They
Tumbler's
didn't
toy.
have the reach to grab him with anything after he jumped down there.
Oh man, they tried to go for the bigger kill. Katomi, he buys back, and he actually ran directly at the drow, and then started to cut back to go for the disruptor. And Omar lives because of Tumbler's toy. Oh my god. And that was a buyback, so.
It was, yeah, Katomi.
And maybe even a bit of a lucky grab there, Toby getting that roar off onto the puck. Noob, I don't think he saw him.
Yeah, it was sort of through the tree line.
Yeah. Good grab there from Toby. And Watson, he's getting away with farm. Those big levels, it's all that matters really on Marcy. Getting level 12 in particular, getting a Brigand's Blade or something like that, and getting that BKB to get on top of drow. Still, of course, behind, but doing okay, all things considered, after dying, what, 5, 6, 7 times in the top lane. TA 2000 gets blessed. He gets himself a Grove Bow on this Drow Ranger. He already has his Hurricane Pike, too.
Dire are scanning.
Does Watson get lucky is the question. Is he going to find a Brigand's Blade?
Dire's middle tower
We'll find out in a moment.
has fallen.
Either that or the Dagger of Bristol are both nice on Marcy.
Yeah, but the dagger, you've got to press the button.
You got to press the button. It's true.
It's always a bit of a... It's a job too much, honestly.
It's still really nice. Synergizes perfectly with sidekick and unleash.
That should help.
Farm pretty close here. Less than 1k. Ooredoo still feeling like they're in a very comfortable position so far in this game. Especially with their early aggressive wars they've been able to place out. TA 2000 is still massive also. Hurricane Pike plus the shard finished level 13. So he does have that full level in comparison to Watson still. Roche. Okay, this is a sneaky one perhaps. Okay, just kidding. It's spotted immediately by a rocket. Ooredoo. They smoke under a ward.
Radiant's bottom tower
See where Entity
is
looks to
under
make their
attack.
positioning here. Who are they gonna get
They'll
the
smoke
jump
up
on?
themselves.
Are scanning.
They see TA
Oh,
2000.
if they can get the drow.
This could be huge.
They're trying to get on top of him, but he's able to Hurricane Pike and get away from them before anyone could get any sort of catch. Will mean
Oh, they
that
get the courier.
courier's lost. So yeah,
That's a-
noob, no blink.
That's a big
Radiant's
one.
middle tower is under attack.
Still kind of difficult for Entity to step straight back into the pit now, though.
Playing around their vision, though. TA 2000. He's going to start knocking on mid tower. Hoping to force a reaction. Fishman, he steps up a bit far.
Trying to look for sort of some sort of setup opportunity. He gets the Nightmare onto Amar, which means there's not an immediate glimpse, but as the Nightmare comes to an end, there will still be one.
They have full vision right now. The Hawk is literally right on top of all of Ooredoo.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Courier's just being
Another
fed.
courier going down.
So many couriers is dying here.
Not the time to make the deliveries.
Keeping tabs with the Roche. And Watson does not get fully blessed, but a pretty good one. A Dragon Scale's not too bad. Hook shot,
Lynx
baited.
there in time to get away. They'll turn with Nightmare. Now come up with the grip. But, quick glimpse onto Fishman, puts an interrupter to the channeling. There's Corey. He'll be able to walk away from this, and with the gust coming in, Fishman, he's going to be the one to get taken out.
Very optimistic grip when you're playing versus Disruptor.
So many ways to sort of put a stop to that.
They have to sit on this high ground. They can't lose this vision.
4 versus 5 now, and looks like they've had enough of it. I mean, at least Watson, he's TP'd away just to clear up the wave top. Doesn't want to sort of spend any more time waiting around the Roche area.
They're not getting farm. Watson's like, I need to get this BKB. I need to get my levels. Drow Ranger was still continuing to farm even though that pressure was still going on. How are the couriers looking? Are they going to be respawning? Yeah, respawning pretty soon. The blink on the puck, 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll blink on TH1000 as well now.
Oh, okay, cool. Did he blink?
Oh, wait, no,
He
he
went
didn't.
ulti orb. I was like, wait, what? I was like, that's very
I
early.
just imagined it. I think it must have been a leftover from when we clicked on noob. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like it was... no, there you go. It looks like it's the Drow's courier. But no, indeed it isn't. You're right. He's still going for that Lincoln's. And the blink will be... I'm sure he'll probably get a blink eventually.
Yeah,
This
probably.
game. But yeah, just making sure he can get some sort of protection against the roar and the grip.
They're giving Watson the farm here. He needs BKB to be able to walk into fights properly. And yeah, as we're pointing out, he didn't get the Brigand's Blade or the Dagger of Ristal. A bit unfortunate for him, but he's got Dragon Scale, so plus armor, of course, always going to be pretty effective versus Drow.
Dire are scanning.
A couple more creep camps and the BKB will be there. And then definitely imagine we'll see Entity try and go for a play.
Omar will get the D ward around the Roche pit. Very important one. Stormstormer, he's playing around top very aggressively. He's got to be a bit careful. Has Blink. Okay. I was like, this is a bold place to be. And he has vision of them. They did double ward the jungle when they went for the pressure onto that Roche. So they will see the heroes set up toward top. TA 2000, though, continuing to get pretty big. He's farming just a bit faster than Watson, even though Watson has that Battle Fury. But Watson now, BKB's done. He's got the Blink queued. Probably Blink and then Basher. Just wants, yeah.
Have they got smoke here? What's the plan?
They do at the moment, but they lost a lot. I mean, they still do have that one ward I was mentioning from before.
There we go.
So maybe they're going to look to play around that if they can get a big catch, if they can get a wraparound.
So you imagine, like, Watson in these fights, he's just going to look to kind of BKB and get on top of the Drow.
Yeah. They have a lot of ways to protect the Drow, though. She has her own Force Staff. The Kaori's got a Force Staff, and they have this Greaves and everything to play around, too. So not the easiest task to really, even if they get on top of TA 2000, to bring him down.
I mean, yeah, look at this scribbling. They know where
Yep.
Entity is coming from. But what did they? How did they know that the smoke was coming from this angle?
Just big brain.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't get to see it. I don't
no,
think it was under any vision or
Furious
anything.
scribbling from Wuto around,
Yeah.
literally right on top of them. So maybe something, some sort of interaction with something they saw.
Radiant
Looking at the lanes too, nobody's showing at all. So they're like,
Sure,
they're looking
true,
for potential
true.
to wrap on us somehow and get on top of Drow. So
Yeah, and
they're very on top of it.
now that they know, we'll see if Ooredoo want to try and fight this. They're setting up themselves.
All about playing around these cliff wards. Yeah, there's the rocket to scout all of them. Omar steps up a bit. They want to be able to clear the vision out around here.
Radiant's
Two
middle
aggressive
tower
wards
is
placed
under
out from Entity. Wheater is going to start pushing and getting that farm also down bottom, and he can always join the fray as the Stonebreaker. Greaves are done, and he's halfway toward his Aghanims too. This is a really impactful one. Now they're going to, like we said, multiple different forms to protect the Drow, even if they're going to get on top of her. And there's no way there's any type of evasion piercing that's going to be coming out from Watson for an age, honestly. That could be like a 4th, 5th item. Yeah, Lincoln's is done. So versus these single targets, versus the Fiend's Grip, the OD Astral versus the Roar. He's got protection. He can even throw it onto something like the Puck, and then even Noob can just play super aggressive. And yeah, they will take out that vision, so in firm control of this area now. They're the ones who want to make a play. They're feeling strong.
It's in a good spot to set up, though.
Stormer, he's got to be careful here.
Oh, they'll start on him with the silence. They get the Dream Call off as well before the force to the side. Woods is coming in with the ultimate, and dead Stormstorm, he has to immediately buy back.
Stolen Static Storm.
Yeah, there's maybe a chance to turn, but the Grieve Heals are there. They put the roll
Watson,
down onto Noob.
he's
Noob
on the
falls
high
down to
ground.
the side, and indeed he's stuck on a cliff.
Oh no, Watson!
He pops his BKB, but he's got nowhere to go. Will finally jump down. He's healing up a little bit, but he's pretty much all on his own. Stormstormer tries to help, but that's Watson gone, and Stormstormer did buy back for this. He's got to be careful. Wuda comes in swinging his hammer, smashes down on a Stormstormer. It's a dieback on the OD.
Oh god.
It's falling apart here for Entity underneath the tier 2. Toby to go down as well. It's a dieback on him. You know, double diebacks. Toby and Stormstormer in this fight. Fell apart so quickly for Entity.
They might still lose more. Fishman.
They get the glimpse back. I mean, you feel it, you know, Entity, I think they're kind of like, well, what do we do now?
Oh
That
my god.
really couldn't have gone any worse.
Literally the worst thing that could have happened. Watson, he's had his strength. He's on the cliff the entire fight. Stormstormer dies, buys back. Toby buys back, dies. They even got a like pretty cool Static Storm steal, and they catch it on everybody, but Watson isn't able to hit. He literally, look at his damage. Like
Yeah.
Watson, it
I
all
mean,
comes out at the end of the fight, but it's way too late.
And yeah, just about having the Greaves. We saw Wuta just pretty much able to make sure that they could easily live through the Static Storm. I think some good Force play as well. They were getting Noob sort of out of the silence.
In the game now is
Very hard.
it's pretty much impossible. Stormstormer, he's killed his whole game after that too. He was pretty far from BKB. Now he might not even get it before this game ends. As Ooredoo, they really are. They're patient and they know exactly how to execute their fights. That was a beautiful jump the way they started, putting down vision instantly, getting the OD. TA2000 having a sip. He's like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good now.
Radiant's top tower is under
10,
attack.
1, and 11.
Was it a?
That's pretty, yeah, what's 21 of the 23 kills he's been involved in, so just a incredibly active and incredibly farm carry. You know, it has not cost him any sort of sacrifice in farm this game.
I think you don't want to give clockwork to this team. Kaori is also 22 of the 23 kills.
That's true.
pretty
The fact that
insane.
they do it this well in both roles, yeah, that's got to be up there on sort of the potential bans. I'm sure there's sort of the more meta supports that we're seeing kind of get considered over this, but against Ooredoo, you might want to put clock towards the top.
And now you get to hear the percussive beats very nicely, nice and clear. They're super confident. After that type of fight especially, I think the 5 position is soon going to catch up to the mid and the offlaner of Entity.
I mean,
is
another bad
absurd.
fight, and that certainly could happen.
And bad fights are very likely to happen now at this point with how farmed everyone is on Ooredoo after
They
this
just got
last one.
so many items, extra item pretty much on everyone now.
Yep. Wheater, he has Aghanims.
Yeah.
Full Kaya Sanj also on Noob.
Has fallen.
Just already a good game for the Puck, limited control. Now he's able to just thrive as Tier 2 drops bottom. Level 18 on the Drow. Yeah, and Watson, he's got his blink, he's got his BKB, but now it's that extra element. Sure, even if he's going to be able to get the basher, he's got to go through the Greaves and that Aghanims on the Dawnbreaker. It's difficult for him.
You've got to try and find fights as a safe distance away from cliffs as well.
Yes, that as well. Good Comey. Ooh, saved for a second here, but the orb...
It may just be for a second. Yeah, and indeed it was.
Oh,
He still
Fishman
goes down. Fishman stepped up. It's just an immediate death on him.
Shard from the Drow gets that slow applied on him. They have to buy back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ooredoo with no mercy today.
And so far in this game too, looking to shut it down a lot cleaner than game one. Game one took a bit of time and it got kind of late, but with this sort of a lead, it's pretty difficult to see how Entity's going to get anywhere close to slowing them down as much as they did in the first game.
Yeah, they're always going to be like 2 items behind on the Marcy from what he wants to go for to be able to deal with this immense Drow. Yeah, they kind of have to just watch this.
Yeah, well, what do you do? It's 2 minutes still on the Aegis. You can't touch this Drow.
Fishman could just die.
There's the glimpse into the multi-shot. Astral will again buy him some time.
Here's the orb.
It's going to catch him, and TH2000 finishes him off. Another buyback having to come out. Watson's going to get in, jumps onto TH2000. Hookshot's going to end up getting whiffed, but will at least cause a distraction, allow TH2000 to get out of there and keep the Aegis safe.
They might reinitiate here. Ooredoo, they're waiting. They know the Unleash was used. Marcy, that's all that she really can do in the fight.
Yeah, and another buyback was used, right? So you got 4 buybacks now on cooldown for Entity. Only Watson that's close to being able to have the chance of his own. 40 gold away.
Yeah, they want to finish off this Rax. Stormstormer, Lincoln's blocks it. And Witcher still being patient. He still has Solar Guardian too, even if they do get on top of that Drow.
Yeah, coming in with that. Having the Aghanims and the Greaves on top of it, he pretty much makes it impossible for an Entity to have a chance of blowing up any of Ooredoo's cores at the start of the fight. As long as he can press his buttons, which he will be able to sort of split on the map as he is, far away from any chance of Entity jumping. Does not make it easy for Entity to start off any of these plays. Try for the catch. Good attempt with the stolen hook shot, but not quite able to catch him.
He's got the Kai Assange. That status is just maybe trickling him up a little bit. Watson has hit level 18, but it just, yeah, there's so many different layers.
TH2000 wants to go for him. I mean, if it's a lot of damage. And they got him.
Oh my god.
They got him. He's out for a minute.
I mean, these two together are just monsters. This Clock and Drow Range are just crippling everyone.
TH2000, he's going to be able to step up and say, get your hands off my Clockwork.
And a good coil.
This is looking like a bit of a cleanup underneath the tier 4s. 3
They're just
dead.
diving.
There's no buybacks. Fishman's also not going to be able to make it back to the fountain. As they'll tap out. They don't want to go through this anymore. GG is called. Ooredoo take game 2, and with that the series 2-0. And yeah, looking strong in game 1. Definitely was a more challenging one for them. This game 2, they made it look pretty easy.